to the Nevada Patriot Podcast with Matt Sadler.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Nevada Patriot Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Sadler. Today's recording date is Sunday, November 19th, 2023. Quick shout out to my brother, Steve. Happy birthday, buddy. I won't tell everybody how old you are, but you're a tiny bit older than me. Keep rocking. I hope you're blessed today. I hope you've had a great day. Love you, man. Anyway. As always, I want to thank all of you listeners for tuning into kwkiradio.com, Rumble, YouTube, and the NevadaPatriot.com. Watch this show and any others on demand. There's about 50 some odd shows. If you're really bored, you want to binge watch, binge listen, have at it. On demand from the comfort of your own home or from your office, if your boss isn't looking, at our site, the NevadaPatriot.com, and also on Rumble. Again, like always, I know I say it till I'm blue in the face. If you can convert your video watching experience from the major platforms of YouTube and some others and switch them over to places like Rumble and some others, I think you're doing yourself a very big service, so consider that. Sorry we have not had a new show in some time. I'm just getting over having a pretty bad spell of the flu going on 7-8 days or so. Finally feeling better, finally got my voice back. Mostly 100%. So today I want to talk about some of our post-GCon GOP primary debate and town hall thoughts, and also into some more stuff that we're moving into further down into the pipeline. So that debate and town hall actually took place right before Veterans Day, and if I forgot to say it clearly on any shows in the past, thank you, veterans. I love you. Thank you for your service. Past, present, and future enlistees in the military, I salute you. Godspeed. God bless you. We're entering into some perilous times. I can almost guarantee it. So please stay vigilant out there, and commendable to serve your country by enlisting in one of our branches of the military. Thank you so much. And thank you, past and current veterans. We wouldn't be here without you. We wouldn't enjoy the freedoms that we have right now. I wouldn't be able to sit here behind a microphone like I am right now if it were not for the efforts of our wonderful veterans. Again, thank you, Ken. Thank you enough. Blessed to live in a county, in a town that has such a deep reverence for veterans. I can't say that enough compared to most places in this country, even in the state. Pahrump, Nye County, you knock it out of the park. We have a deep, well-reasoned reverence for our veterans. Thank you, Nye County, on that. So, like I said, don't think we're done. We had a great debate at the Bob Ruud Center on November 9th, but we're far from finished. We have some really exciting things going on in the future. Now, whether that's in politics or just plain entertainment for our town, for our county, it's a mixed bag. It's both. So we've got a lot of stuff going on. So I want to first and foremost thank the members of Grassroots Conservatives of Nevada. You blew me away with the effort that you put forth for our debate. The audience, I know I got a lot of the thanks for what was going on and what happened at the debate, but anytime I got any kind of direct thank you from anyone, I was remiss if I didn't mention the support from all those members in GCon. You guys all know who you are. I could name every single name right now. It would probably bore our audience, or I might even forget one of you because I'm in a little bit of a post-flu fog, but you know who you are. All you active members of GCon, much appreciated. When it came to the production aspect, the decorating of the venue, the promoting of the event, the handing out of flyers, the passing the word around, working the food concession stand, working the cameras, the sound, you name it. It was stellar. I've heard from numerous people now that it was one of the best events they had witnessed in all of the town, in all the county, since they could remember, if not the best ever. So hats off to you guys. Thank you so much. And thank you to U-Turn for Christ, Pahrump Valley U-Turn for Christ, Pastor John Jimenez, your lovely wife, Marianne. Thank you both so much. I don't think folks realize, you showed up actually on time and even before the event started, which was a huge blessing, a huge surprise for me, because I know you were out of town. You had a very busy week that week, and you made it a priority to come to the event, not only to come to the event to be a spectator, but to actually dig in and help. Pastor John, you gave a wonderful invocation, a wonderful prayer to set things in motion for the event night. The other members of U-Turn for Christ helping out as far as grilling up those beautiful Hebrew National hot dogs that we were selling there for proceeds to actually help the ministry of U-Turn for Christ. We were able to make hundreds of dollars in proceeds that went directly to U-Turn for Christ. So we're really proud of that, and we're really happy that you came alongside and helped out as far as serving the audience, helping to set up, helping to tear down. Wonderful having you there. I appreciate it big time. The media actually that came together on to cover this event, I want to thank you guys for coming along. Deanna O'Donnell, one of the very first folks out there that was very enthusiastic about covering the event. Thank you, Deanna. Your support and your coverage means a lot to me personally. I thank you for being there. John Clausen with the Pahrump Valley Times, thank you so much for covering the event, taking wonderful pictures. If that was you actually taking the pictures and writing up the story, you knocked both of them out of the park. Great job there. I appreciated you having you there. KPVM Channel 25. Thank you for being so gracious enough to allow me to go in there and speak about the event prior, and to actually cover the event and do a world-class job of the coverage of the actual recording of the Senate panel. I didn't know you were going to actually record the entirety of the Senate panel, and then again the County Commission panel, but you did. And the sound and the video was great, and the interviews you did with some of the candidates, I finally have viewed them all. Well done. Candidates, I think, had their chance to put their best foot forward. I want to thank you for objectively covering the event and allowing them to, express their positions in the interviews. That came out really nicely. And again, I want to thank you. Even a young conservative media group of young people came in. I didn't get a chance to really talk to any of them, but they came and drove in from the Las Vegas area. Thank you guys for coming out. I don't offhand know the name of your media group, but I appreciate your attendance, and I hope it was an enlightening experience for you, and you were able to pass that along to your viewers and your audience. As far as the candidates go, Stephanie Phillips, Tony Grady, William Conrad, Barry Linderman, Rhonda Kennedy. These are the U.S. Senate panelists. Thank you so much for RSVPing in a timely manner, for having your commitment to the event and having your yes be yes to that event. It means a lot. I think you all did in your own ways, with your own personalities. You did a great job. It's tough to carve out and elbow your way in for time, when the panel only is going to last about an hour, and we only allot for short responses to some of the questions and follow-ups. And I think you guys did a really disciplined job with answering the questions, staying on topic, and being respectful of the time and of each other. And I commend you for that in this day and age when we don't see a lot of civility within the discourse, within the political realm. I think you exhibited that, and I appreciate that. And as far as and Barry, I want to apologize again here. For some reason, when I screwed up the organization of who I was giving the answers to, I left you out a couple times, Barry Lindeman. I apologize. I always look forward to your candid responses, and it's kind of ironic how I almost skipped you over twice, so I apologize. I look forward to having you again on our show one of these days. That was such a nice, spirited conversation you and I had a few weeks ago, and we'll be looking forward to doing that again. And also, for some of you Senate candidates who I didn't get a chance to interview, William Conrad, for instance, going to definitely try to have you on the show here in the near future as well. I know your schedule with campaigning is busy. Mine has been super busy as well, but we're going to find time for that. I assure you. Our Nye County Commission panel featured Tammy Pittman running for District 3, and also John Worley running for District 3. They were on our panel, along with Dan Blackstone, running for Commission District 2. And that was just, let me tell you, that was a really fun debate to moderate. This was my first time moderating any debates or town halls, so I don't have a huge frame of reference, but I can't imagine many more panels being more fun to deal with and to moderate than you guys. And I thought you guys did a great job. I know a few of you are very green as far as not running for office, which that's not always a bad thing, right? We don't always want politicians that have been up there, dozens and dozens of years, constantly, perennially running for office. So I think it's good that you don't have certain experiences. Responses were super candid, super enlightening, and at times definitely made the audience and myself laugh. So I appreciate that we were able to close a show, so to speak, on a spirited, fun debate panel like yours. So, and this is what grassroots work is really all about. So I just want to take a moment to address the audience and the Pahrump listeners in particular. Keep in mind, this was the first U.S. Senate debate in the entire state of Nevada. So these senators put their these Senate candidates, put their yes on the table very quickly and came right to you, the Nye County voter, to hear your input. And you had a chance and you asked some very, very interesting, good questions for the most part. I know there was a time or two when I don't know if some of the folks' questions was really a question at all, or more just like a huge rambling statement or two from some people in the crowd. But that just goes to show you that topics that are important to the people, they need to air it out. And you candidates were able to come down and listen. And these questions were not screened. So kudos to you candidates for being able to listen to the town hall questioners and give thoughtful responses. And to you of the audience, this should mean a lot, is that we're on the radar for having our voices heard, whether it's on the local, the state, or the national level. We matter here in Pahrump, and that's hopefully a precedent that we're going to have out here, that our voices are going to be heard. So when these folks do, some of them maybe get elected to the position that they're seeking, your thoughts, your ideas can somehow be a part of the foundation of how they choose to govern or legislate. And that to me is a big deal, because there's a lot of very involved people, very opinionated folks, very convicted folks out here in Pahrump, and some very good ideas out here that if they're some of the first ideas that these candidates hear, and you can articulate your point of view to them, the ripple effect of your political participation can be felt in the near term, the long term, very effectively and profoundly. And don't underestimate your ability to affect change. And I'm glad that you participated. And the packed house was a testimony to, it was what I hoped for, was that I was going to see a lot of new faces in Nye County and in Southern Nevada show up to that event, which I did. And granted, I love seeing the people that I'm familiar with, whether it's at the local Republican meetings or in my dealings in the political world. It's great always seeing you folks, but it is very encouraging to see different people that I'm not familiar with, and they're coming out and they're enthusiastic. And this should be very encouraging, that the future of the Republican Party or conservatism is brighter than maybe I had initially thought before all of these events. So kudos to you. And I know it's early in the cycle, but we were the first U.S. Senate debate audience in the state of Nevada, and I think that's commendable, and that's something that we should be proud of. And it's something that I hope we continue to do in the future when it comes to congressional races, U.S. Senate races, and maybe one day on the presidential politics, having those candidates come see what we in Nye County, what we in Pahrump, what we think and what we have to say, and to have them listen to us. And that would be spectacular. So again, great questions from you guys. I really appreciate the spirited questions. it kept me awake. No caffeine really needed during the event that night. The energy was palpable, and I felt it. And furthermore, if any of you local viewers or listeners want to get more involved with some of the work that our group, Grassroots Conservatives of Nevada, also known as GCON, are doing, please, by all means, we have meetings. We're trying to meet the fourth Monday of every month. The holiday season, we're going to have a little bit of a break, but we intend on meeting Monday, December 27th at 6 p.m. at our bail bonds office, which is on the corner of 160 and Basin. It's 41 North Highway 160, unit number 5. We meet there at about 6 p.m. Welcome to definitely show up early, grab a good seat, and we can chit chat a bit before the meeting happens. But I'm hoping to see some new faces at this meeting, because I kind of pride ourselves, this group, on being a group of doers and not just talkers. Now, it's okay to do both, because obviously I love to talk, but what I love more is doing. It's one thing to talk about things, complain about things, wish things would change, talk about what you'd like to do in a perfect world, and it's a whole nother thing to get out there and do it. And I believe this group has a lot of folks in it, like-minded. That doesn't mean we're all monolithic. We don't all think the same. We have different opinions, but it's great to have a group like this come together, be cohesive, and formulate a game plan and then execute it. And this was just one of those things that kind of came together the right way. So the other stuff that we do, we do things to help keep the government accountable. So knowledge is key. So we try to keep our membership and the public at large abreast of all the situations going on in our community when it comes to the different committees, the Board of County Commissioners, whether it's the utility companies, you name it. We want to keep information flowing and have honest discourse. And we invite people to come in, whether they represent an organization, politicians, elected officials. We'll give updates to our group, and it's cool to be a part of that and to have a front row seat on the things going on in our community, because we speak oftentimes of the government as if it's this entity that just exists outside of us, but really what the government is and what the agencies are. They're made up of people, that live and breathe like me and you, normal human beings. And, we as normal human beings on the outside, keeping them accountable or hearing them out or having an audience with them, it's one way to kind of check and balance. It's a check and a balance on the system. So that's one thing we do. We're also in the process of vetting candidates. So we put together, candidate questionnaires where we're going to rate candidates on a scale, from A+ down to F, I guess. Hopefully not a lot of candidates, get the lower end of the spectrum with the grades. But, we're in the process of we finalize some questions. So we're going to have candidates. And as the political season continues to mature and we get more people announcing, they're going to start filling out these forms. Our group's going to get a chance to rate them, again, to help, set the tone of, we're an active, engaged voting bloc who speak to other voters, and those voters speak to other voters. And it's important for us to kind of know how the candidates tick and how they feel about certain issues that are important to us. And we do that. The events you've obviously heard about it, or maybe you were there. We were putting on and being a part of different events, and again we're kind of on the ground floor for another event happening in December, which is called Pahrump Winter Wonder Slam 2023. I'm really proud of that event, and again we got a chance to get in front of the media recently. Be looking for a nice news story on KPVM channel 25 coming up about the event. Social media, check out our Facebook page, Winter Wonder Slam, or Pahrump Winter Wonder Slam. You can look for it on Facebook. Basically, it's a pro wrestling event. It's going to be free to the community. It's free, absolutely free to enter the premises, sit in the stands. We're going to have booths there. We're going to be giving away, it looks like 800 stockings filled with candies and goodies to the first 800 kids at the event. We'll get a free goodie stocking just in time for the Christmas season. And we're going to have other vendors, sponsors that are going to be there. No one's going to really be selling anything there. So, they're looking to give out information. They're looking to give out candy and goodies at the vendor booth. So maybe it'll be a little bit kind of like, like trick or treating in December. So make sure you bring your kids and visit the booths and talk to the folks. And I'm sure you're going to get goodies and treats. We're also trying to raise non-perishable food items and canned goods there. So if you have that, by all means, it's not a prerequisite to enter, but we're looking to get cans of food and non-perishable food items and to stock up some of our local food pantries here that do an awesome job. But we all know that around the holidays, demand is very high. People are hungry. Not everybody has just quite enough to eat. So, it's tough to keep the shelves full at some of the food pantries here locally. So we're trying to do that. We're also going to be selling very affordable concessions. U-Turn for Christ is going to be on premises. And by affordable, I mean like dollar menu stuff when it comes to sodas and chips and hot dogs or whatever they end up deciding to make. We're going to keep it super affordable for the family. So, if you're looking for something great to do, as a kid, I loved pro wrestling. I went to a few events. I was a mini Hulkamaniac for a little while. So it should have that kind of appeal. The person that we're co-promoting this with, his name is Sin Bodhi. He now lives here in the Pahrump area, and he is a former WWE wrestler. He's still a bona fide, trainer, teacher, still wrestles. So be expecting some surprises from Sin Bodhi here at the event. But just to give you an idea, there are teams of wrestlers, pro wrestlers, that are actually coming in from different states. So I believe it's Colorado, California, the Vegas area. They're coming here to put on a free show. They're doing it out of the kindness of their own heart so that they can be a part of something bigger than themselves, that they can be a part of something that will give back to the community and enrich the lives of some of us here in Nye County. So I really want this to be a great event. It starts at 1 p.m., 1 p.m. sharp on December 17th. So if you want to show up there a few minutes early, obviously get yourself a great seat there at the rodeo arena at Patriot Park. So it's at the McCullough Rodeo Arena at Patriot Park. So it's built right onto the Patriot Park premises. So if you want to park, probably parking near the back and not so much near Highway 160 is where you'd want to be parking, so you can get closer to the rodeo arena. It's kind of, if you ever had your kids playing soccer there at Patriot Park, if you park around that area, you're going to be in optimum good area to go ahead and get in and out quickly at the venue. So it's going to be great. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor. If you have friends in Las Vegas, and the invites to them as well. There's not a lot of cool stuff to do in Las Vegas unless you're paying a lot of money. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a lot of folks from Las Vegas at the event as well. The arena itself, I think, can hold between 1,500 people, and I'm hoping that we can get a huge number of fans. Maybe that level at the event. So, mark that on your calendar, December 17th. In addition to that, we're not done with town hall type debate shows. So be expecting another one that I'll help produce and sponsor here. Looking for mid to late January. Should be another super spirited one. Should be a great one. Maybe some different panelists on top of some of the same types of panelists that we had at this last debate will be present there. So be on the lookout for that event to be announced through social media, through commercials, through different avenues. So I mean, we're in this for the long term. It's one thing to do something kind of cool, one time, but our group GCon here at the Nevada Patriot Podcast, we're not going to be one trick ponies. We're going to keep the party moving and try to keep the community involved, engaged, and just to highlight some of the great reasons why it's awesome to live here. It's the avenue, it's the community, it's the public officials here that actually allow this to happen. The Arena Advisory Board, the Arena Advisory Committee, thank you for being so enthusiastic and welcoming to this idea. They made the process for getting this event approved super easy. Thank you, Town of Pahrump. Jimmy, Courtney, people that live in, here locally in Pahrump that work in this buildings and grounds. Thank you for making this process super easy. I don't know that it's possible to do events like this in the Las Vegas area. I'm born and raised in Las Vegas, and I bet there's a lot of red tape out there, and thank you for making that process easier. So folks that are listening, when people ask you, well, why do you choose to live in Pahrump? There's not even a Costco out here. There's not even, all these other big box stores. This is proof positive. Another reason, a feather in the cap of why I think it's cool to live out here. The government's not on your back. People are by and large, on balance, very nice, supportive of one another. It's easy to make friends out here. By my standards, not that I haven't had a few cold shoulders here and there, or not like there wasn't a few people probably secretly wishing that our debate fell on its face, but it didn't. It was certainly a success by any metric. But the detractors, they're fewer and further between anyway. By and large, most people out here want to see good things happen when people work hard. It's a good meritocracy. I don't see myself ever wanting to leave here, and I'm proud to be a Pahrumpian, and I hope you are too. So please, there should be more information underneath the description on this video about some upcoming events. I'm probably still I probably still have a little bit of flu brain. I'm trying to get over it, slow going, I guess. Getting older, it's when you get sick, you stay sicker longer, I guess. But check out the description. Always check out our site. We're trying to keep that updated with the best information as far as when some of our meetings are, new content for this show, new happenings going on in our town. Check it out. Stay tuned on this station if you're listening to us on the radio, kwkiradio.com. And on behalf of the Nevada Patriot podcast, and because I'm starting to lose my voice again, I can't wait to see you guys out here in public at the next event, and I can't wait to have you listening and watching to the next show. So until then, good night, good day, and God bless you.
Thank you for listening. Tell a friend and join us next time. After you catch your breath, check out the NevadaPatriot.com for more content, advertising opportunities, and to give listener feedback. That website again is the NevadaPatriot.com. Until next time, Patriots, stay American.